Hello, welcome to SOS Office lessons. My name is Rada and today we are back to Excel charting. We will cover the question of how to add labels to a bubble chart. We have an example here, a small table with the sample data that we want to represent in bubble chart. We assume some previous knowledge of bubble charts, so you probably already know that the first column here is product, which is represented on x-axis. The second column is sales, represented on y-axis. And the third column is actually the bubble size. I started counting columns at product. So the region is, let's say, column number 0. And the reason is because we cannot include the region when we draw the bubble chart in a quick and dirty way. So the real question becomes how to add the labels, in our case the region, to the bubbles. Basically we have at least three methods. One of them is by adding chart series manually. This is a method that is really worth learning because it's used in 80% of advanced charts. The second one is by manually changing default labels. This is a very nice trick that will probably make you laugh. And of course there is always a solution with Visual Basic for applications, if we program, but it will not be covered in this lesson. So let's go to Excel and first draw a simple bubble chart in a quick and dirty way. In this case we select just the three columns that contain information about the product, sales and market share. We skip the titles, we will add them later. We select insert, other chart, and create a bubble chart, and the bubble chart is here. We can add the titles using chart tools and layout, and then switch on the chart title, for instance about chart, and of course axis titles below, and primary vertical title. In this way we have the bubble chart is created. Now of course the problem here is that we cannot add the labels, in our case regions, east, west, north and south, to the bubbles. We can add data labels. We can even select or format data labels and select either y value, in this case sales, or bubble size, or x value, in this case products, or all of them. But this is not our intention. What we want here are the names of the regions. So let's cover first the method by manually selecting the series. In this case we go straight to insert, other chart, and we select bubble chart without previously selecting table. What we get here is an empty chart, and we start adding series manually one by one. We go to chart tools, select chart tools, design, select data, and then we select add. And here is the difference you can notice. In case of manually editing series or adding series, we get four fields here. The first one is the one that we were looking for, that is the series name. Then we just continue the x-axis, we delete the numbers in the y-axis and select the y-axis, and the same with the market share or the bubble size. We continue this way. We select west and the x-axis for the second series, and the y-axis for the second series, and the bubble size for the second series. We keep on doing this 2 more times. We will skip in our presentation, and when we finish we can then add data labels, and using right click on a data label, format data labels, where we can pick series name too. We can pick series name or maybe just the series name. And this is the first method how we can add labels directly to the bubble. The second method is also very interesting. In the second method, we create a simple bubble chart that's already created here. And then we continue, we use right click on the bubbles to add data labels. It's not important which data labels we add, either product, sales or market share. But then we do a very simple and interesting trick that is used quite widely in Excel charting, advanced Excel charting, of course. We select each label manually. We are very cautious about clicking on the text box on the border, and then we type in equal sign and select the label that we want to appear in the label. And we just proceed to the next one. Select the text box, type in equal sign. You cannot see it in the presentation. And then we select the label that we want to appear in that. And continue to the end. Select text box, equal sign, north, and the last one. Select text box, equal sign on the keyboard, and south. And the labels are here. These are two of the methods. The third one we mentioned is using Visual Basic for applications, but we will not cover it in this session. So this concludes our tutorial. Thanks for your attention. I hope this tutorial will help you at your work, and see you soon. Bye.